the right decision. Maybe Su should have probably read it, considering he did see a second gas on the natural. So he's like, wait a second, you've got 2 gases. That could lead to aggression, whether it be banelings or roaches. So it's something to think about there. And Su just going to have to pick things up from game 2 and play a perfect game from now on.
He will. The challenge has been, you know, we before this we said, can he do it? And it seems like he can. Speaking of the devil, at 6 o'clock position, the red Zerg, it is Solar.
Taking a very convincing game 1 and giving Su his first loss of the tournament. Very, very convincingly. And up here at the 10 o'clock position, we have the player down 1 game in the grand finals. It is Su.
And Su has queued up a 10 pool. I think the excitement of realizing there is, in fact, a dance party in Nathanius' hotel room has got both these guys wanting to rush through this final. Su down a game in this best of 5. If you go down 0-2, that is going to be dicey. But he doesn't care. He's reaching in and he's taking a risk.
He is indeed. And it's going to be a gasless tempo by the looks of things here. So he wants to try and cancel this, this natural, but unluckily enough, it's going to be a 15 pull. So Solar's going to be in a great position to kind of deal with this.
Okay, so you know, you hear a lot of commentators talk about how big of a deal is this. Moonglade, you're an accomplished pro gamer.
Thank you.
You're part of Team Salmon. You're dashingly handsome. How big of a deal is this? Is this lights out having 15 pool versus 10?
It's a very, very bad situation for Su. It's still, he can still do some pretty decent damage with it. He can still cancel the hatchery. It's going to be up to Solar to get enough Zerglings out to bring down drones with these Zerglings and kind of, you know, have the kind of micro war, the back and forth, but not letting drones die, which is the most important thing about this, this kind of trade here. So we do see 2 sets of Zerglings being made, so he knows exactly well that it's coming. He's seen it with the Overlord.
Yep.
He's going to be bringing drones, probably 2 drones for every extra Zergling that Su has down here. And from there, it's about kind of like not really committing to a fight, but kind of stopping the Zerglings from doing damage to the hatchery.
Buying time.
Yeah, buying time while the Queen comes out, while the more and more Zerglings come out. And, you know, this hatchery's already taken quite a lot of damage here, but here come the Zerglings.
And we're going to have that engagement. Actually, it's still kind of dancing around, focusing on the hatchery itself, trying to isolate some Zerglings. Both players are in a very perilous situation. The 10 pool is an economic risk. It needs to do some damage to justify itself, but on the flip side, Solar is down in units and needs time to make up that difference. And it looks like he's kind of earned this time, but again, he's not mining with all these drones, and there's still a greater number of Zerglings out there, so it's a very precarious situation.
Yep, absolutely. Once that Queen finally comes down, these Zerglings will be forced back, and the drones can finally get back to mining. So Solar holds on perfectly. Brilliant, brilliant micro. Not letting anything go, and the Queen is down the ramp. He has saved it, and he's very, very far ahead.
Wow.
15 drones to 10. He got the right build order advantage. I mean, seeing a Zergling trade in the middle here, and I think actually Solar's winning this trade as well. Su falling apart.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't even close. He wins by 6 Zerglings here, excuse me, and the 2 that survive are one-hit wonders, essentially. And this means he has to replace those Zerglings. These could also kill the Queen if left to their own devices.
He is forced out more Zerglings. He has a Queen here, but you know what? 2 Zerglings and a Queen, I don't think it's going to be enough against this many Zerglings.
It could potentially not be. He's going to get the
he's going to run into the main, which is even better.
Goes into the main. There's no Queen here. There's no Zerglings either. A few drones could die.
Oh, and we see 1 drone go down already. Su is falling apart at this stage of the tournament.
Holy
At critical
cow.
finals again, forcing the drones off the line. This is just so much damage from Solar. He is having a great, great game already.
Yes. Whatever minimal damage he took not mining with those drones earlier on.
He's made up for it
in spades, yes. I mean, he was ahead 5 drones, and now he's actually killed a couple and delayed their mining in here. He's just rubbing salt into the wound right now. These additional Zerglings that come out are essentially useless. There's Queens on the other side of the map, so they can get a scout, but they're not going to see anything. I mean, they're going to see things, but they're going to see things they can't do anything about at this stage. He's like, oh, you got speed? Crap. Oh, you don't have speed? Crap.
Look at the economy. He's up 12 supply already. He is in an insane position. Solar in such a commanding lead already. 2 gases going down at the natural. And he's going to have Zergling speed very, very quickly. If he so desires, we'll have to wait and see.
Mining both the gases over his natural. Lair already started.
Oh, very fast Lair. I like this a lot.
And he's beginning to Sim City down his natural as well. He already has the creep kind of approaching the base of that ramp. I mean, let's do this, okay? Solar's ahead, obviously.
Big
now,
time.
You are Su. What do you do from here?
That is a very, very good question, because it looks like Su is playing kind of like the exact same style But you know what? 2 minutes behind.
Yeah.
That's no way to kind of come back into this game. I mean, he can still kind of like take an advantageous fight. As Roach, I don't see either player going for mutas at this point in the game.
That's kind of the super perilous part of a mirror matchup, but specifically a ZVZ. If your opponent gets a big advantage, you're both working with the same tools, so it's super hard to claw back in.
Yep.
But to your point, at least at this glance, he's doing the same thing. Evo Chamber, Roach Warren, eventually a lair here. Yep, there's the lair. I don't like this response. I'm going to be critical of Sue, a four-time GSL finalist, and I'm going to say, at what point does this become an advantage for you? I feel like he's handing him the advantage.
He's playing completely behind. Like, it's such a disadvantage. I mean, we saw the Roach speed of Solar start as the lair of Sue started. That is such like a tech disadvantage. He canceled the third, but it's only delaying it. This Queen is going to clean this stuff up. The Roaches are going to clean it up. Nice little transfuse, unnecessary.
Completely unnecessary.
But whatever.
Adorable.
It's an extra Queen. You can spare the energy.
It's almost a taunt of sorts, but it was more like a mechanical thing that he's doing here. Roaches are coming out.
Roaches coming out.
The third will go down, and here it is. Sue's just like, yeah, I'll do a third too. Down 20 supply.
Down 20 supply. Down Roach speed, which is going to be one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
And, I mean, plus down 1 as well. There's simply no way Sue is going to hold this. When these Roaches come across the map, come knocking on that third door, there is not going to be enough Roaches. There's not going to be upgrades. There's not going to be speed. And Solar is going to get further and further ahead.
You know, it's tough because we are being critical of him, and if we go back, what could he do, really? A Speedling all in into a guy that's projecting Roaches, that's not going to do much. So he didn't really have a lot of options available to him. I just feel like playing completely straight up is resulting in this. Those ripples that we talked about in the previous CVZ with Jaedong and Solar, we're seeing that now. It used to be a 10 supply advantage, now it's 20, pushing 30. Speed's finishing, +1 attack is finishing at the beginning of this fight. Solar couldn't lose this if he tried, I feel.
Yep, absolutely agree with that. This +1 is going to do a lot, as well as this Roach speed constantly reinforcing. And look at this. We're going to see GG from Solar from Sue any second. There's still nothing he can do. And Solar's going to go up 2 games in a matter of 10 minutes. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Solar is just trouncing over Sue. First game, tomfooler. Game 2, epic defense. And a kind of a build order win, if you will. Sue is having trouble against young Solar here, who's pushing in. He's not even going to go for the third because who cares? He's got bigger fish to fry.
GG.
Solar is your winner, 2-0 so far.
1 more game to go, and Solar has taken this DreamHack completely by surprise. Sue, not on top of his game.
I would love to have him back over at DreamHack Winter. November to end the year. It's going to be an amazing tournament. He should be a part of it, so should Sue. And it should be awesome. But guys, ladies, gentlemen, dogs, cats, and wombats, as well as the other Australian animals named earlier, let's go ahead and get into game number 3. Introducing our first player in the lower right-hand side. Just 18 years old, but walking with the swagger of a guy that's lived in LA and dated a lot of people for 25 years. It is Solar. It's a lot of swagger.
That is a lot of swagger, man.
And I'm really proud of myself. I steered myself away from super inappropriate things to say.
That was really good. That was brilliant.
Thank you. I'm aging.
And in the 2 o'clock position at the top right of this map, it is the Zerg player who we thought was going to take this tournament pretty convincingly, but down 2 games and is facing match point. It is Sue. He's got a lot of work ahead of him if he wants to come back into this. Got to take at least 2. He's got to take 3 games in a row if he wants to win it.
It's that, it's that classic drop bear versus great white shark matchup, and a lot of people don't know this. But
you know what? I think it might have been my fault. I called him a wombat.
You kicked him in the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, a wombat is not going to do much against a drop bear.
No. But let me impart some knowledge on you. So not everybody knows this, but a great white shark is actually most dangerous when cornered. Okay, when you corner a great white shark,
that's really hard because they're in the sea.
They actually have to keep moving, and they're like 21 feet long, so it's actually really hard to do. But when a drop bear's got one in the corner, that is when they are most dangerous. So Sue has nowhere else to go but up from here. He has to win every game that he's going to play for the remainder of this DreamHack if he wants to win.
He has to completely. And we're seeing a gasless from Sue this game. No gas just yet. And from Solar, going to continue the aggression, continue the pressure, going for that 15 hatch, going for the 16 gas, Going to get his Zergling speed as fast as possible with a great economy behind it. Going to apply the pressure, and from here, it's going to be up to Solar to see exactly what Su has gone. Has he gone for that gasless? And from there, I mean, the world is Solar's oyster. He can go for that fast third base. He can be aggressive. He can do whatever he wants.
Is he going to pull a Solar on Solar? Now remember, it was a gasless opening from Solar against Jaedong, and then it was like 9 or 10 minute, just 40 Zerglings spilling out and going for the win. That's what actually eliminated Jaedong from this tournament.
That is
We
true.
see those roles reversed. Su opening up with the gasless opening. That third base down below is natural. Very, well, manageable to defend. And you can do that with a gasless opening. But keep in mind that gasless opening can also throw off your opponent. It says, hey, don't worry about speed. Don't worry about early roaches. I'm fine. I'm over here just macroing. And then, bam, all of a sudden, Infinity Zerglings.
Exactly. And, I mean, we did see, as you were saying, we saw mass Zerglings actually kill the opponent on this map. And it can happen again for sure, considering how fast Zergling's speed has been upgraded. It's going to be up to Solar to kind of identify what he's up against. If he finds out that it is actually gasless, I wouldn't be too surprised. Already getting a third base, so he's already confident enough that it is going to be a gasless sort of expansion.
Spying crawler from Su, recognizing that he will be the player without speed, which means there's always the possibility that he could be on the receiving end of those early speedlings. And the third base is another form of aggression. I believe this is done underneath the nose of the Overlord, yes. And that basically announces, hey, I recognize I opened speed, you did not. I have map control. You cannot come and touch this. I can come and touch yours. And that means Su's got to make adjustments, and that's going to be with like higher drone count, maybe 3 or 4 queens to then push out and take his third slightly later, which is not the biggest of deals.
We saw the Zerglings be cancelled and straight into Lair from Solar. So he allowed those Zerglings to get into the main base. The Zerglings saw exactly what was going on. He saw the Zergling speed being upgraded. Once that Zergling died, straight into Lair, canceled that Zergling speed, taking full advantage of the information that he allowed to be given. And, he's playing a very, very greedy game from here. Going into Roach, he's going to have a much, much faster Roach speed. So I'm really liking Solar's position so far.
He kind of actually, I like this little move, very subtle move from Su, and wow, that is weird. I'm going to ask you about that in a second. But he actually, the Evo Chambers finished as the Zerglings got there, and he halted for 3 seconds for his upgrades. But it's a little subtle thing that says, well, it's not the biggest of deals, but it kind of announces, maybe you don't know when I'm starting upgrades, maybe this is just for SimCity, but talk to me about melee in ZVZ, 1-1 melee.
Yeah, well, we're going to certainly see a lot of Zerglings from Su at this point. He's going all out of this. He's going for a full all-in, practically. And it's going to be up to Solar to have a decent sort of SimCity at the very least, and he's going to have to get a lot of roaches out pretty early on.
Isn't this kind of crap, Moonglade? I mean, he sees a roach opening, he sees a gas opening, and I check his vision. No, he doesn't actually see the roach more, but still, gas opening, roaches are the common thing. Your game plan with Zerglings is to get like a surround and counterattack, but this is not a good map for either of those things.
Yeah, well, I mean, this third base is still very exposed. We already saw the buildings go down in the natural for the SimCity, so I mean, it's always going to be exposed. But I mean, the 1-1 upgrades are still so far away at this point, and it's going to give Solar a lot of time to get a lot of roaches out. If he gets enough out, he will be in a great position to defend this no matter what, but he can get caught out, especially if he goes on the map. It's
a very wide ramp leading up into that third, so SimCitying the ramp itself is going to be very difficult. If this Zergling count gets out of hand, I mean, Solar's adding roaches, as we say. What basically Su was hoping is that he's droning right now. Maybe he has 5 or 6 roaches, and is just droning. But instead, what we see is this is actually just all-out roaches right now. He was wanting to be the aggressor, but lo and behold, he's building the perfect defense. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah, well, if these roaches get completely surrounded by 1-1 lings, they will go down very quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolutely.
Really?
Even that many. I mean, look how many Zerglings we have on the map. They're going across the map now. Solar sees it. He's positioning with his roaches. Does he want to actually fight this head-on? He's got to be careful. That is a lot of roaches, granted.
It's a lot. Su's putting this on the line. He's going for this all, and he gets that surround. Will it be enough? The roaches do not have their +1 range attack just yet. All they have is their built-in armor and their attack. They take a good angle here, though the queen is tanking. And a lot of the Zerglings are dying. This roach is holding. The third base is actually still mostly intact. Supply advantage big time in favor of Solar. Solar is making a mockery of this finals. He's up big time. 3-0 on a guy that didn't drop a single map, and he's making it look like it's just another day at school, which he just attended because he's so young.
It is actually ridiculous in control. It is insane. Really great roach movement, going back to that SimCity in the wall, forcing the Zerglings to fight there. They didn't get a perfect surround like he hoped. He was completely ready. He saw it coming.
He's following up with roaches.
He is so far behind. He is down
2.
30 supply in control.
Yeah.
I think we might be seeing a 3-0 unless we see a miracle hold from Su.
I don't know how he would possibly do it. He's got 1 upgrade in Carapace. Good luck with that. He's got less roaches. Solar pushes up, sees a sizable defense. He might weigh this. Let's look at that production tab. More roaches coming out. He's too far away to... Okay, he's actually adding drones, so I think he's just going to tickle this a little bit, realizes ahead, take more of a lead. Instead of allowing Su to make drones right now, he says, no, make more roaches that are less upgraded than mine, and we'll go back to the game.
Yep. And I mean, he's going to have that +2 long before Su will have his as well, which is going to be another great timing, and a timing that he will guarantee to kill Su. Unless Su has kind of a tech advantage, goes for Hydra Su.
I love it. Solar took a poop on the Evo chamber, literally.
Oh, okay. Great Contaminate, slowing down the +1 range. Of all things, that is just adding insult to injury.
It is.
And Su, I cannot believe how far behind he is. Yeah. How badly he's been going in this grand finals. I mean, after such a flawless tournament.
I think, who was it that predicted that Solar would win?
Was it
just me? Gosh. I think it was.
Well, I guess so in control. Well said, mates.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He's got to seal the deal. He's adding more on this. You know, again, we talk about ripples. Earlier on, that timing attack simply didn't do it. At the third base, it didn't kill a lot of drones, and enough roaches survived that they could even push across the map and threaten it. Now looking at the supply differential, it's kind of the same. It's been 30 for a while now. The drone count's fairly similar. But that's what gets me scared. It's 52 roaches to 35, and they have a whole nother attack upgrade advantage. They're getting burrow and tunneling claws.
It's the +2, which makes a huge difference in roach versus roach. I kind of feel that we're going to see Solar just march up this ramp now. Unless we see a considerable amount of spine crawls at the top here. I don't think Su can actually take this fight here.
And he doesn't actually have the detection here either, and this Overseer sees that, so he could burrow if he wants, but he's just going to take the straight-up fight. Su trying to hold back here, but Solar says, not today. A string of red coming across the map. 184 supply to just the 140 of Su. Su has faced his match. Going into this final, he did not drop a map, but Solar has done nothing but just that. He's dunked on him 3 times in a row here. He wants to be your champion.
Absolutely, and I mean, even if he cleans it up at this point, he has done so much damage already, clearing up this army, and man, so convincing. Up 40 supplies still. He can transition if he wants to. It looks like Su is holding on as best he can.
There's so many roaches.
Look
here.
at the
He's
Remax.
Forward.
Oh, there's simply no chance.
Keep up. Solar is moving in. He's killing more of the roaches. It's just simply not enough. Su is coming to grips with what has happened. Solar moves in. He's chopping at the bit. He wants this so bad, and there's not much in the way of stopping him. He moves in, and again, Su's just going to hold on.
He's going to focus the Roach Warren.
The Roach Warren dies as well. He's going to have to go back to those stupid 1-1 lings.
And from here, I can't believe it. The curse of the second place is real. He is the icon for second place.
He is the icon. Soul is your champion. GG is called 3-0. And he does it. Look out for the fire, friend.
Whoa, that is a lot of fire.
Holy crap.